Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching Upload, Season 2, Episode 4.
Family Day.
Indeed, it was. So that was the premise of the episode, is that there was a family day in Season 1, right?
I mean, his people have visited before. I don't know if there was a designated family day.
Well, because ultimately, you want to be able to, like, visit your
loved one. Well, the funeral kind of, where, like, everybody he knew was in they couldn't touch, but they were, like, there.
But also it's like an open house, because they're trying to, like, pitch people on the concept of Upload, of Lakeview. So it was family day. Like, pretty much everybody had somebody coming to visit them. We got his mom and his niece back, Nathan's mom and niece back.
I love the niece.
She didn't do a lot. She was updating him on drama, I assume, with her friends.
Yeah.
But it also could have been a reality show.
I'm
not entirely sure.
I'm fine either way.
But yeah, they were having a good time because he's very close with and devoted to is Nevaeh. Also, Luke had a friend, Jesse. He was very cute. He was one of his army buddies. And they were in a game of tennis, which is tennis where you try to hit each other in the groin.
You pass your time how you feel.
Well, because Alicia shows up and rightfully points out that he's the only one getting hurt because his buddy is alive.
Yeah.
I almost said real. Is alive and back in the real world. And then the other player was the AI guy. So, oh God, that was the other thing is the babies. They're hawking the babies. And they've like, they're not as bad as the first gen.
No.
But they're like a second gen and all of them have AI guy gene.
Well, it's his whole face.
But it's like child size.
Yeah.
But it's still adult features.
Yeah, he looks like a little elf.
It's very Twilight Baby.
It is very Twilight Baby.
But it's also a little too small. It's like the digital one. It's like if they merged the animatronic with the digital.
Sure.
It's terrible.
It's awful.
And
Ingrid is obsessed with them. She wants one.
Her biological clock is ticking.
Well, she still does have a biological clock.
Yeah, I guess she just is in love with him. I guess she's just all in. That was her arc this episode. What?
She's doing it wrong.
She really is. And I'm a little surprised.
And she also was like so close to like getting it because she was like, he only likes me when I'm not me. And it's like, bitch, you're right there. Just be a better person.
Yeah. Because I feel like we don't have reason to believe she's stupid. It's not necessarily that she's bad. I mean, she is, but it's like she just hasn't been given an opportunity to be a good person.
Right.
Where she hasn't had the reality check. And it's like she's in the middle of a reality check, but she somehow isn't processing it in a way that it's like, this is the middle. This is episode 4. We got 3 more. So I think we'll probably get there because he's also trying. And I mean, she's trying in the sense that like the things she said to the AI guy where she was like, I'm nice to his mom.
Yeah,
and
but she hates me. I'm like trying to do this, but he only likes me when I'm someone else.
Well, she's also jealous of Nora. So she knew about Nora.
They like met, I think once or twice previously. Oh, and they met so we watched the final 2 episodes of season 1, but in the third to last one of season 1, that's when his mom is like taking him around to look at the other like neighborhoods, and so they meet in the real world there. And
she knows though.
She knows about Nora, and
she knows that he has a thing for Nora.
That he has a thing for Nora, and so, but it's also like, I don't know, she fucked his friend, so
I'm interested in it. It's what I think.
But she's also just like fully currently deceiving him because he thinks that she's there and she is still alive.
I like Ingrid a lot and I want her on the show, but I think they need to pull like a Petra from Jane the Virgin with her where it's like she needs to be with somebody else.
Sure.
And so I was eyeing her and Luke, but now they're laying Luke and Alicia on really thick.
Yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure where we're going to go, which frankly is the hallmark of a entertaining show.
Of course, yeah, it's super interesting. And now Tinsley is like fully on board the Nathan train too, because she like went and got an avatar that looks like herself and tries to like talk to him, but he has seen Mr. Kahneman and is like, no, okay, bye, cool, later. And so she's sort of like, oh.
But then she sort of like, I feel like she awoken something in AI Guy.
Oh, because she hugged him?
Mm-hmm.
I love Tinsley.
We haven't gotten a lot from her. Well, there hasn't been a lot, but I like what we have, and I like the potential in her, and I do like her avatar. It looks, as most of the avatars do, it looks like her, only a little bit snazzier.
Yeah.
A little bit like...
They just have nicer clothes.
Mm-hmm. Well, and she had a piercing. Although, does she have the piercing?
I think she might.
Yeah, I think she has it in the real world. I don't know what I want from Ingrid and Nathan, because it's like... Because, I mean, the will they, won't they is Nathan and Nora. And as it is, I mean, unless Nora dies, which, I mean, someone is trying to kill her.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'm not entirely sure why she is so bent out of shape with him. Because it's like, yeah, he lied to her about not remembering things.
Well, she also said, I love you. But he had run out of data, so he couldn't say anything back.
How would she not know that, though? She's an employee.
She was already gone. At that, she didn't know. Like, it was like
a phone call. I remember
and
now,
it was
he couldn't afford the video.
Yeah, and it was like a real ships passing in the night, because then once he had data back, he tried to call her and he left her a really sweet voicemail, but then she was like already with the Ludds. Who, by the way, are committing crimes against the Geneva Convention.
I don't know how because again, much like Ingrid, we have no reason to believe Nora's stupid, but boy, is she turning a blind eye to...
Like, is she dick stupid? Like, there's no way that Mateo dick is that good.
I was going to make that joke earlier.
Were you?
Where you were talking about between the two of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, between the two of them, Mateo's the one that's packing.
Well, fine, but...
You got to look out for the skinny ones, the tall, skinny ones.
Look.
And let's be honest, God doesn't give with both hands. It's like... Nathan is I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it is perfectly adequate. And that's great.
That's what you want. Long term, you want a really regular dick. It's what you want. Trust me.
We don't need any kinks to the side.
No, you want a regular average dick. I promise. It's what you want.
I'm just saying it's as white bread as they come.
Sure, fine. That's great. Would you rather be skewered every day?
This took a turn.
I'm just saying.
So yeah, they were breaking into like the bio headquarters or whatever, and they have the people's bodies. So this is a question I don't know if you'll be able to answer, and I don't remember how they explained it, but this is the element that I can't make sense of any of these stories. So when you die, it's not your same consciousness, right? It's like a program that's just programmed to think like you.
No. So do you remember in episode 1 where he gets uploaded and it takes his entire head? They basically like upload your brain.
Okay, so it is you.
It is you up to the time of death.
I was thinking spoilers for the Prestige. It was like a Prestige thing where you were like dead, but it's like some version of you is continuing on.
No,
okay.
It takes your entire head. That's why they have to be regrowing the heads from stem cells.
Okay. And that's the part of this that is firmly sci-fi.
Yes, yeah.
That's the part that we cannot do.
Where like that's what we were talking about it because it was Mike Schur and Greg Daniels both basically had an afterlife idea at the same time, and they then swapped scripts and were like, oh no, we're good to both make our shows. And it's where like The Good Place is a lot more philosophical and this is a lot more science fiction. It's like they really diverge immediately from the genre, which is super interesting.
So then for all intents and purposes, what is an upload is the person.
Correct.
It's their consciousness.
Which is why all of these, like, why Nora is having such a hard time with all of these, like, sabotage plans, because she's like, these are people.
I mean, the show's been treating it that way, but I was getting a little bit bogged down in the science of it all.
Sure.
In a way that it's magic. It's a soul forge.
Sure. Yeah, I'll allow it. But she basically is like, these are people. And he's like.
Yeah, but they're rich people.
He basically was like, it's funny that you think they're real. And it's like, they're fucking real. This is like the consciousness of 10,000 by how many people are in each floor. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people.
So I guess somewhere for probably not all of them, but for the 1% or whatever, they have their bodies. Or was it a clone body?
No, because his body was left.
Okay, so they have their bodies, and then using stem cells, they're growing heads. Yeah. And so Mateo and Ivan, he is just terrible, but they were like taking the tubes out so that the organic matter would die
within minutes.
I mean,
it's going to start smelling terrible in minutes.
I would just let that go.
I don't know. Something's wrong with your science if it's going to take only minutes for that to start smelling terrible.
Maybe it's a stem cell thing.
Okay.
It's the Soul Forge. Sure. Thank God we invented the something machine.
But I mean, Nora is really conflicted about it to the point where she puts She puts one tube back in and she's like, okay, well, sorry about that, mister. And then she goes to look and it's Jake Paul and she takes it right back out.
It was the correct choice.
It was absolutely the correct choice.
We pride ourselves on being positive, on being like seeing the best in people, but there are lines that cannot.
Not that, people.
There are lines that cannot be crossed. Die in a hole, pig.
Oh, boy. That was pretty tough.
Yeah, so Mateo, through the AI guy avatar, got in and gave Nora a hypervirus of some sorts that like crashed the entire. Well, it crashed.
It basically just like put a bug in there that was saying like delete the rich and.
Well, the visitors disappeared.
Some of them did, yeah.
Okay. And then all the AI guys were like spreading their propaganda, which he's like spreading the message. And I'm like, you're saying so many red flag buzzwords.
When you are saying the word propaganda, I feel like you need to take a look at where you're coming from. If you are calling your message propaganda, it's the other side that's supposed to call it propaganda, not you.
So, but you're
supposed to say manifesto at best.
But Nora, because she had intimate knowledge of what was happening, she was able to deprogram it. And so now she's a hero with the IT guys. And Nathan and Ingrid are agreed to have a baby someday.
Soon.
Someday.
Soon. Someday soon.
And I think that's all that was really.
That was the majority of it for sure. Yeah.
The sex Roomba had a different pair of underwear.
It did, yeah. So
either she has extremities that we can't see.
No, he changes the Ivan changes the underwear.
That's worse.
That's way worse.
It's like you would think thongs on a Roomba is the lowest you could go.
No, multiple pairs of underwear
that need
for
to be
the
changed
Roomba
daily.
Yeah. Well, we don't know if it's daily.
Well, she also doesn't like Ivan. She was
she
trying to
wants
Roomba
to
Mateo.
Clean Mateo. He's a real man. To which Ivan went.
So this is an ongoing feud.
Apparently, yes.
Man. Okay, well, I think that was all of the major beats.
Yep.
So we'll be back after episode 5.
Yay. Bye.